The average person is said to spend 15 minutes in the bathroom. Why not take advantage of that time and learn something new? Presenting the 15-minute podcast on weird facts, crazy details, and funny particulars that you'll be able to enjoy while you're taking on your free time. Welcome to This Shit with Sam Butler. Welcome to another episode of This Shit podcast. I have a very special guest, Jorge Rodallegas. Welcome back, buddy.
No, thanks for having me. This is
awesome. Man, it's awesome to have you back. It's been a minute. We just did the episode in Spanish together, which is a reboot of the one we did in English, the Sarah Rector episode. Now we're going to do a reboot of one we did in Spanish. Yeah. We're going to do it in English.
Let's do it.
And it's one that you were with me on and that I thought was a great episode as well. And it's the history of duct tape.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, duct tape was a pretty amazing thing. If you're any self-respecting redneck, you have duct tape with you at all times.
Redneck.
I think everybody has duct tape. I don't care what nationality you are. I think duct tape just became a solution to everybody's problems in life.
Everything.
You
can fix everything with that.
I think you can fix everything with duct tape. My dad used to say you can fix anything with duct tape and baling wire.
Okay.
Baling wire, and duct tape, that fixes 90% of all the problems you might have.
That's great.
So always carry that with you. And of course,
duct tape.
Carry duct tape. But a lot of people don't know the history of duct tape. Duct tape has a very, very interesting development, how it came about. And it actually was invented for the military.
Okay, like many things.
Like many things. Yeah, like many of the stuff that we enjoy, like television and so on and so forth.
Microwaves.
That was all. I think I researched that. No, I think the microwave was in another episode where it was an accidental invention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago we talked about it. Just they figured it out by accident. Like the guy actually was like overheating and he's going like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Oh, it's this microwave." And so then he created the microwave.
Oh,
it's pretty interesting. But I did that with Osvaldo. Yeah, but
okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, what happened is the ammunition boxes during World War II, they had a wax seal on them to keep them from getting wet, especially if you're fighting in the jungle or you're fighting in mud. And so they had this wax seal, and you've seen it like on some of the cheeses, where you have where you have the wax, and then you peel that little ribbon out, and then you're able to get the cheese out and stuff like that. Well, that's kind of how it was for the ammunition boxes. But the little piece of paper that they put inside there would deteriorate. Okay. And so sometimes when they're in the middle of battle, they'd go to yank that, and it would rip right off, and they weren't able to open the ammunition box.
They would need like a lighter.
Yeah, I mean,
melt it.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and then they get their little stamp. yeah. But imagine
dead.
Yeah,
that's the stamp.
Yeah. Deceased. Yeah, imagine being in the middle of a heat of battle and that little paper rips, and you can't open the ammunition box. Well,
really
this became a very, very, very concerning thing for this lady, Vesta Stout.
Okay.
And it's Stout, but it's Stout. Vesta Stout, she had 2 Navy sailors, and she worked at the Green River Ordnance Plant in Illinois. So she was working, packing ordnances and stuff, and sees that this is a problem. And so she decides, I'm going to write a letter to the president, and I'm going to say, hey, why are we doing this way? Why don't, instead of us putting paper inside of this wax seal, why don't we come up with something better? Maybe cloth.
Okay.
Why don't we put a piece of cloth in there that's not going to be so easy to deteriorate, that will allow these guys, I think it's worth trying to save these guys' lives.
Of course it
right?
was. Yeah.
So Roosevelt passes the letter to the War Production Department in Washington, D.C., and they contact Johnson & Johnson.
Okay.
And Johnson & Johnson.
The company, the huge company.
Yeah, a huge company.
Okay.
They get to work on developing this adhesive to lock in and waterproof to a certain degree these ammunition boxes.
Okay.
And what they came up with was duct tape.
And baby powder.
No.
They sell that.
It actually turned out to be a pretty challenging thing for them to develop, because they had to have something that would repel water, that would stick, but that was still easy to pull off. And all of the adhesives at that time, World War II, were liquid adhesives like super glue and Elmer's glue and so on that had to either dry or have a chemical reaction to create the seal.
Yeah, it was harder.
And so it said this was a PSA, which was a pressure sensitive adhesive. And they say that by itself it's not very sticky, but it's all of the different molecules combined that give it the strength that it has. So it's a very like engineering wise, this was a big deal.
Of course.
Right? And we know duct tape to be a gray roll of tape, but back then it didn't have any particular color. I think it was like beige.
Right? It had to be, right?
Yeah. Or green for the ammunition boxes or whatever. But
because camouflage and stuff.
Camouflage. But what it was is it had the adhesive, cloth, and then it had a polymer, I think is what it said.
Which is like a kind of plastic.
Yeah, kind of plastic. Let me see. Fabric polyethylene plastic coating to keep the top of it water resistant. Which if you think about it, that's even hard to make. How do you do both of those? I just envision this cloth dipping into the adhesive and at the same time getting a coating as it rolls onto a roll.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? It's pretty interesting. You know,
yes, it is.
Like now I want to know how it's made. You know, but
and it also, the other thing that we used to talk about is it sticks to things very tightly, but not to itself.
Well, I think
because in the roll you can just
you can unroll it. Yeah, it doesn't stick to the plastic part of it.
Part of it.
Yeah. Now if you get the two adhesives together, it's almost impossible. Yeah. And I think in the Spanish episode you said, and it's great for holding your beer can, your beer bottle.
Yeah. I used to do that because I lost my beer all the time. So one day at a party, they taped the beer to me.
Yeah. And you know what? It was a joke. It was a gag.
Yeah,
right?
it was a joke. Yeah, sure.
It's funny because on the episode we did in Spanish, people were saying, "Oh, I thought only we did that." You know,
everybody does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the joke about sticking your friends to a wall.
Well, there's hilarious. There's so much to this episode on the duct tape. This is one of the biggest things that we had to clear up. It was called duct tape, like the animal,
like the animal.
Yeah, and that was because it was nicknamed that by the soldiers because it repelled water.
Okay.
Right,
like the animal.
Like the animal. So it was like, hey, this is duct. Give me some of that duct tape.
Duct
right?
tape.
But after the war, people started using it for many things. And one of the main things they would use it for was to tape their ducts together, their air conditioning ducts.
Of course.
And so then a company bought the name duct tape.
Duct tape.
And so now there's duct tape, which ironically, it's not the right tape for taping ducts.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And it doesn't necessarily work in our part of the country because of the humidity, which is ironic because you can use duct tape to stop leaky pipes.
Yes, you can.
You can, but you can't really use it to stop the ducts. And I think it's the combination of humidity and air that makes it a bad adhesive, like it dries the adhesive out or something. I don't know. But you could take a leaky pipe and wrap it in duct tape and it'll stop the leak for a while.
Yeah. Also, the exposure, like to the sun, destroys it like really fast.
Yeah.
So
and then there's different qualities of duct tape. You know,
of course.
There's there's some of that duct tape you buy at the dollar store that you go like, no,
this is terrible.
Yeah. And then there's stuff that's like the Gorilla Glue stuff, right?
Yes,
and that
of course.
Now I'm glad they come out in all these different colors because there's black and there's people that do art with duct tape.
I've seen that. I've seen wallets, for example.
But there's people that will take little pieces of duct tape and they'll cut it into a little piece and they'll tape it, and then when you step back, it's this painting.
Oh, okay.
So there's a literal
big mural,
like a big mural, but it's literally duct tape.
Oh,
so there's art. There's duct tape art. You know,
that makes sense.
And that's some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about in this episode is all the different things that duct tape can be used for. You know, I mean, there's so much to talk about.
You can tape your beer to your hand.
You can tape your beer to your hand.
Your friend to the
There's
wall.
The wallets.
Yeah,
there's duct tape. There's wallets made out of duct tape.
Yeah.
There's purses made out of duct tape. People make them.
Purses. What else have I seen?
There's one of the things that I thought was a a pretty interesting thing. Since 2005, Avon, Ohio has hosted the annual Duct Tape Festival dedicated to celebrating duct tape, its enthusiasts, and its wacky fun uses.
Okay.
Yeah. So the event features duct tape sculptures, a duct tape fashion show. So people make clothes. Make clothes, and a duct tape parade with floats constructed with nothing but duct tape.
Wow, that's fun.
It's fun, right? Yeah. Like, I want to go now. And I was looking at some of the pictures on the internet about this duct tape stuff that people do with it. I saw a guy made like a whole armor, a suit of armor out of duct tape.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So and it looks cool. And there's actually, and I have it right here. Okay, this was very interesting. Wearing duct tape to prom could earn you a scholarship.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Duct brand tape offers a rather unusual scholarship to high schoolers who are willing to get creative with their product. Every prom season, they call upon students to design and create their own suits and dresses for the big day using duct tape. Okay. The winning couple of the Stuck at Prom competition is awarded $10,000 in scholarships.
Stuck at Prom is the name of the
That's the name of it, yeah.
Hilarious. That's a hilarious name.
Yeah.
Stuck at Prom.
Stuck at Prom. So if you're in high school or thinking about going to prom, this might be a way to get some free school money. Look up Stuck at Prom. The competition awards $10,000 in scholarships to each, along with an additional $5,000 for their high school. So not only do the students get the $10,000, the school gets $5,000 because they participated. So any educators out there that want to get involved, you should get involved with this. And
you could get $5,000.
Yeah, maybe they could even do this in Mexico if you contact them. You know, hey,
that would be great.
Hey, I would like to do this for my school. What do we got to do to get in the competition? And then people can get creative.
Yeah.
You know, there's some weird stuff that they say that you can do with duct tape, because we've all seen the different things that they're out there making with duct tape, like the wallets and stuff. Yeah. They say that duct tape is actually good for warts, mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah, and it was weird because it says put duct tape on your wart and then change it out every few days, and it'll eventually get rid of the wart. And I'm thinking that maybe it just gets rid of bacteria. I don't know. That was a new one to me. I don't know either. Yeah. You know,
it's great for shutting people up.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, we don't endorse or condone,
but you can't. You can't use it.
Yeah. We can't talk about
that's
like
one use.
Yeah, our guests' opinion are their own. Okay. It's good for gagging people, and it's good for binding them, and it's good. Wait, what? Yeah. Obviously, we know that that's one of the main. I mean, we see it all over the place. Yeah. There was a meme out there where on social media that had, like, Home Depot, one of the aisles had like ropes, chains, duct tape. We're like, well, I don't know what that aisle is, but it's going to get pretty interesting. Kidnapping
section.
Yeah, it actually is good for hair removal, is what they say. And some of the, I don't know how effective that really is, but they say it'll.
I think it is.
You think so?
Yes.
You think you could take duct tape and actually
yeah, it would
yank some hairs?
Yeah, it will take your hair. It's strong enough.
I think that sounds like a challenge. We're gonna have to put that to the test and make a video of it.
Let's listen on our brows and see what happens.
Yeah. Now this is and we're starting to run out of. I mean, there was a whole thing. There was a whole bunch of episodes on MythBusters about it. And I mean, they made a cannon out of duct tape. They made a cannon. Yeah, they made a cannon, a firing cannon. You know, they put enough duct tape so it made a barrel, and they were able to shoot it out. A fuselage, a canoe, and they lifted a 5,000-pound car. So that was pretty interesting to me with the duct tape.
With enough duct tape, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it just becomes. I mean, even if you fold paper on top. I mean, have you seen a roll of paper? I mean, those things are like impermeable. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, of course. There's this thing with a sheet of paper that you cannot fold it 16 times or 8 times, or what was the number?
I don't know. I've never heard of that, but I know that when we were kids, we would take a piece of paper and we'd fold it a bunch of times, and then we'd fold it in half and shoot it with a rubber band, and that thing hurt.
Yeah.
You got popped with one of those. It felt like somebody.
Yeah, I remember that.
It felt like somebody popped you, with their knuckle right in the back of the head. You know. I heard. No, we were always playing with those things, and they hurt. Yep. So to wrap it up, this is one of the things that I thought was
in duct tape.
Yeah, in duct tape. Let's wrap this up. It saved the Apollo 13 mission.
Wait, what?
Yes, duct tape did, because they were okay. So let me read this because there's a lot of information. Following an explosion aboard the ship's service module, the 3 members of Apollo 13 crew transferred to a lunar module designed to hold 2 people for 36 hours. They had to find a way to last more than twice that long. And the biggest threat to their survival was the carbon dioxide being created by their own bodies. While they had plenty of square carbon dioxide filters on board, they were incompatible with the lunar module's round holes. Engineers at NASA devised a solution involving the using of cardboard, plastic bags, spacesuit components, and duct tape that was kept on board to create and adapt to filter out carbon dioxide. This hack ultimately saved the astronauts' lives.
Okay, engineering.
Yeah,
on
engineering.
the spot.
Yeah, but duct tape was a big part of it.
Yeah,
so much so that the duct tape has been stowed on board of every NASA mission since the early Gemini missions.
Makes sense.
So part of the toolkit for a space shuttle is duct tape.
It makes a lot of sense.
Also,
there's no gravity, so you duct tape your tools to the wall.
It says emergency rover repairs, fixing leaky pipes, and keeping items secure in zero gravity.
Yeah, of course.
So you tape your wrenches down or whatever. It's amazing. It's awesome.
That's great.
And well, that wraps up this episode. I mean, we're talking about duct tape. There's so many more uses. Please leave your comments. If you have a specific use for duct tape that we didn't talk about, if you have ideas on how to use it, we welcome it.
Funny things for using it at parties.
Yeah, put it up on our Facebook group, Los Cagadienses. Show us what all this duct tape is all about. But with that, I mean, I thought it was very interesting. It is. Shit. Duct tape is the shit.
It is
and,
the shit.
Thank you for coming once more to the podcast and recording with me. And that was duct tape. We did it in Spanish. Now we did it in English. Thank you guys for joining us once more. Where can people find you on your social media?
I'm like my name, Jorge Rodallegas, on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, Jorge's with a J.
With a J. And you can search me the same way in Twitter.
Cool.
I'm like Strange Imagery, but nobody's going to find that.
Yeah. And if you want to listen to us on Spotify or any of the other platforms for podcasts, we're actually under our Spanish name, Sta Cagado Podcast. Look us up there. And if you want to find us on YouTube, Tu Amigo Sam, that's Tu Amigo Sam. And you can find me as well on all social media as Tu Amigo Sam. Thank you guys for joining us, and stick around. No, just kidding.
Yeah.